Yeah, why shouldn't I be?
Ja?
Was war das? Was?
Ich werde euch in Stücke reißen.
Genug! Ich
Ich habe bessere und weniger Stellen verbunden.
Nicht so!
Jetzt kann euch niemand sehen.
Setz bloß nichts in Brand, in Ordnung?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Beeilt euch. Sprecht schnell.
I'm prepared to make a peace deal. I never wanted any of this. Screw the prophecy, old wives' tales and hocus pocus. I'm in no mood for it. I would like that.
Greetings and salutations, my friends.
Tish!
Hey girl, what's up?
No need, my friend. I feel invigorated again. It's been some time since I had a purpose to do anything at all. Lady Rigmor needs my service, just as her father offered his, to help us fight the Dominion to a standstill during the Resistance. I feel obliged to return the favor.
Did you know my father, Eamon?
Not personally. He arrived later in our struggle after the Empire betrayed us. The war had been raging for some time. If only Meade had kept his nerve after Narafin was defeated at the Battle of the Red Ring, maybe we would not have had to fight another 5 years alone. I don't think the Dominion accounted for the fact we would never surrender. After we crossed the desert, we regrouped in Skaven. At this time, only Hagath held out from Arenelia's forces. She followed us over the desert, and by the time she made camp outside the walls, Decianus had arrived with his legion and volunteers from High Rock, Skyrim, all over. That was a bloody day. Although we lost the city, it was the beginning of the end for Arenelia. By the time Meade had won in Cyrodiil, we had retaken Skaven and pushed her all the way back across the desert. Then the White Gold Concordat happened, and the Empire abandoned us to the Dominion. They thought they could get away with murder, and began to ethnically cleanse the South, consolidating their gift from Meade. That's when your father arrived, Rigmor. I have never seen such ferocity. Just the sheer size of the Nords, all berserkers. We also had a lot of former legionnaires too, Bretons, Awesomer, and we fought on. Then one day, they were gone. It was over. The war had given me a purpose, and now I had none. I was just a lordless knight with nowhere to call home. The rest is, how shall we say, history.
What will you do when this is all over?
I have decided to return home to Rihad. Hammerfell is calling. Who knows what awaits?
So what's your story, Tish?
My story? Man. You ever heard of Hrothgar? Well, it's a small part of High Rock in the mountains there. We lived in a small village under the shadow of Mount Sorrow. Our tribe was the Gorlana. But it got swallowed up along with most other small tribes into the bigger ones during the squabbles. That's my name, Gorlana Tish. The chief was looking for young wives and had his beady eye on me, so I up and left overnight. My mother was sleeping, but my father caught me at the door of our hut, all set, ready to go with my pack. He knew. He never said a word. He just grabbed my face in one hand, lifting me onto my toes, and with his thumb, drew a line from my nose down over my lips. He let me down, then placed his hand on my shoulder with a slight nod. Man, I can tell you that was intense. You see, we don't do that kind of lovey shit most men and mare do. No way. But it meant everything to me. Sometimes I wish I could cry like you milk drinkers. I was quite young then. Had been down the mines for most of my childhood. I'll never forget, every morning when I woke up, the very first thing I would do is just gaze up at that mountain and watch the clouds kind of get wrapped around it. Yeah, Mount Sorrow. I'll have to go back there someday.
What about B, you know, Bersalak? How did you meet him? Was it on the battlefield?
No, nothing like that. It wasn't long after I left the Blades.
You were in the Blades?
Yeah, but I don't talk about it, okay?
Okay.
Why don't you look where I'm going? I was crossing over the border from here, from Cyrodiil into Skyrim. It was quite high up in the Jarl Mountains, and man, it was so cold. A storm was whipping up the slope, and I knew I had to get to shelter before nightfall. Find a cave or an overhang, or I would freeze to death. So I kept going. All of a sudden, I saw a clearing, away over the gorge. I knew there had been a recent avalanche, but I had no choice. I followed the fresh snow, and after a while, my way was blocked by a crevasse. It wasn't too wide, but I figured too wide for a jump, so I followed it looking for a narrow gap. I could see one up ahead. Man, it looked like I was getting lucky. But as I got closer, I could make out what looked like, I don't know, some kind of debris. But there was this guy. No kidding you, Rigmor. Upside down, wedged in this hole. This crevasse. With his legs sticking out into the air. I mean, he looked frozen to death. A block of ice. There. Hanging upside down in this crevasse. Thank my lucky stars, a way over. So I took a running jump, landed on his fat ass, and propelled myself out of the hole. Oh my. But by dying, this poor guy had saved my life. I couldn't leave him like that. I mean, normally I wouldn't have hung around, as I wasn't quite out of the danger zone yet. It was getting dark and the wind, it was like howling. So I lassoed this guy's legs and pulled his body out of the hole. It was the least I could do, right? I mean, he was gone, frozen stiff. Even parts of his beard snapped off in my fingers. And even under all that ice, you could tell the blood had rushed to his head. Which looked like a giant fucking frozen plum. I didn't have time to stay around, or I'd be joining him. So anyway, sometime later, as I was coming down the mountain, I ran into about 8 or 9 bandit marauders looking for a quick septum. But they weren't going to take me without a fight. That's what we Orsimer do. We fight. So I took a couple out, but these guys were getting the better of me, tough bastards. I was going down and I was shouting, "Come on, you motherfuckers, give it your best shot!" I took a blade in the guts. Uh-oh, I thought, I'm done here. Then I hear this roar, it was like, over my shoulder, and I was like, hey, this has gotta be a bear or something, right? I was blacking out. My sword slipped from my fingers and I was going down. And for the first time, in a long time, I felt warm. It was weird. I was face down in the dirty snow. I mean, I could taste it. While all this shit was going on like a blur all around me. I just wanted to sleep. I said my last words with an oath to Malakath. Take me, Malakath. Let it be known I fought and died with honor, and look favorably on my clan as worthy of your gratitude. I woke up. Only the gods know how long I'd been under, but there, on a rock, sat this big fucking guy. No shit, Rigmor. The same guy I had pulled out of that hole with the frozen plum head.
No way.
Saved my life, like I saved his, I guess. I haven't been able to shake his fat ass since. He's like fucked up in there somewhere. Maybe it was all that time hanging upside down with his ass sticking in the air. I don't know.
Oh my days.
I mean, I should have died back there. And I was in a really bad way. You know, he took care of me. Stitched my wounds, washed and dressed me, fed me, and even took me for a shit when I needed one. And has never, to this day, uttered one single word.
That is quite something, Tish.
So yeah, I've been looking out for him ever since.
Do you have any regrets?
Hey, I'd better be getting back. B's not too good if I'm not there when he wakes up. And we don't want that, right?
Thanks, Tish.
No sweat, Rigmor. See you around.
Yeah. I could sleep for 100 years.
Dragonborn, wake up. It's time to go.
As I'll ever be. Hey, Eamon. Where's Tish?
Tish has decided to go home, back to Hyrule. You might be able to catch her if you hurry.
Tish! Wait!
Hey, girl. What's up?
Where are you going?
Bruma has been good to us. We don't want to outstay our welcome.
Tish, please. Won't you stay?
Ah, Rigmor, don't do this to me.
Tish, please. always be welcome here. Where will you go?
Look. Me and B gonna head up to High Rock, see what's happening up there. I got some unfinished business, and talking to you kinda cleared my head a bit.
I understand. No regrets, huh?
One of my biggest regrets in my life was killing all those dragons.
Watch out for a trap. Cepheus will be surrounded by his Praetorian Guard.
I'll be fine, Quintus. Anyway, I have the Dragonborn. What could possibly go wrong?
If anything untoward happens, I will march my legion into the city in the name of Titus Mede II and give control back to the Council of Elders.
I am sure Blackwell is as good as his word. Thank you, Quintus, for everything.
Don't make it sound like it's the end. This is just the beginning. Good luck, my lady.
Come on, Dragonborn. Let's get this over with.
Ihr braucht etwas? Was braucht ihr?
Dragonbone, wait. What shall I say to them? Well, I certainly won't be marrying that asshole Robert, so check that off the list. The best he can hope for is his freedom. Same with the father. We hold the upper hand in the negotiations, right? And marrying the Emperor? I don't think so. All this political bullshit, how do they even live with themselves? They will do anything, stoop to the lowest of the low, at every opportunity for power. That's what really pisses me off. The power doesn't belong to them. It belongs to the citizens, the people of Tamriel. If only I could be a true voice for the people. Do you think that I have what it takes, Dragonborn, to become Empress? But what about you? What will you do, no matter what happens next? I love you, Dragonborn. I belong to you and you alone, and I'll never stop loving you. Do you believe in the prophecy thing? What will become of us?
Hallo.
Raus damit!
Was braucht ihr? Guten Morgen. Guten Tag.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Dragonborn! Dragonborn! We need you to wake up now! Dragonborn! Please! Wake up! We need you! I thought I was going to lose you!
Deswegen rufen wir dich alle ein letztes Mal im Namen der Freundschaft, im Namen der Liebe, im Namen der Barmherzigkeit. Freundschaftsdrache, erscheine. Rigmor hat so viel durchgemacht. Es wird endlich Zeit dafür. Mit Rigmor und unseren Freundschaftsdrachen fliegen wir, meine Freunde. Juppidu! Komm schon, bitte. Das schaffen wir. Bitte. Das sieht gut aus. Komm schon. Bitte. Das sieht gut aus. Komm schon, bitte. Jawohl. Vielen Dank, Freundschaftsdrache. Du bist doch der beste Freund. Immer wieder faszinierend sowas. Ist es hier nicht wunderschön, Rigmor? Hier kann man ganz Cyrodiil sehen. Wie klein doch die Welt ist, Rigmor. Hier wirst du hoffentlich eines Tages Königin von Cyrodiil werden. Ich weiß nicht, was passieren wird, aber wir versprechen dir, dass wir dich immer beschützen werden. Wo ist denn Rigmor schon wieder? Hihihihihi. Dann bleibt nur noch eins. Cyrodiil, hörst du uns? Hier kommt die zukünftige Königin von Cyrodiil. Rigmor auf Cyrodiil. Juppidu!